Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Hut, and we have another trade. Yes, we have another trade, and that is, but before we get into the trade, I need you to subscribe to the Baseball Hut 2, and let me know what you think about this video. So we have another trade. The Dodgers, who have been very active, as you know, they made the trade for Ahmed Rosario. They sent, an all-Met, former Met trade. They sent Noah Syndergaard for Ahmed Rosario to Cleveland. They also made the trade for Kiki Hernandez with the Red Sox, and now we have another trade involving the Dodgers. The Dodgers are trying to win that division. Obviously, they're dealing with the Giants a little bit. Well, the Giants are kind of going downhill, but they're dealing with the Diamondbacks, who are a young team. Be interesting to see how they respond. The deals that the Dodgers have made are fascinating because of the fact that they are not like trading major pieces. However, this trade today is a very interesting trade. I'm going to get into it. So the Dodgers acquired right-handed pitcher Lance Lynn from the White Sox, as well as Crazy Joe Kelly, the reliever. And what's interesting, and I've been saying this about Lance Lynn, he will help some team down the stretch. That's a guy, he will pitch well in a big spot. Now, he did not pitch well for the first 2.5 months in Chicago, but he will pitch well in Los Angeles. I guarantee you that. He will pitch big games for the Dodgers. And they reacquired Crazy Joe Kelly for that bullpen. Now, they have sent to the White Sox Trace Thompson, an outfielder. He's a guy who's been around a long time. Jordan Leisure. I could not find him on any list. So he's 24 years old. I don't believe he's a major prospect, but they received another pitcher, and his name, he's a right-handed pitcher, as well as Leisure. The other pitcher is Nick Nastrini, who is, according to MLB.com, the 9th best prospect in the Dodgers organization. He's 23 years old. He is a 4th-round pick from the 2021 draft. So this is a piece that the White Sox can be proud of, because if they can get his command under wraps, they could have themselves a very good starter, probably a number 3 starter, or they could put him in the bullpen. That's what was said on MLB.com. The things that, and he's got a good fastball. 80 is considered, generational on the counter on MLB.com. His is 65, his fastball. His control is a 45. If the White Sox can figure out how to get him under control, get him to throw strikes, boy oh boy, they have a good shot to get somebody really, really good. So again, the White Sox are being active. The Dodgers are obviously being active. I would expect more pieces from the White Sox to be moved. We'll see if Tim Anderson gets moved. Let me run down some teams that could be interested in Anderson. Let me find my list here. But in the meanwhile, please, of course, subscribe and like this video. I know that the Dodgers were mentioned. I would put Miami. The Miami Marlins, they are desperate. They are probably desperate to get in any kind of offensive help. Obviously, they made that trade with the Mets last night. They acquired David Robertson for a couple of prospects. Marco Vargas and, of course, Ronald Hernandez. So the Marlins, keep an eye on them when it comes to Tim Anderson. Also, word has come out over the last few hours that the Dodgers are interested in 2 Met outfielders, one Mark Hanna and the other Tommy Pham. So that could happen. I wouldn't be surprised. I've been kind of thinking that was probably going to happen. But we'll keep an eye on those two in particular. And one of them might go to the Dodgers. They are in need of right-handed hitters, quite frankly. And they've addressed some of it with Kiki Hernandez and obviously with Rosario. Rosario kills left-handers. And that is something to keep in mind as we go forward. And also, cannot forget, Nolan Arenado. He is out there. That is the big room. I did a video late last night talking about Nolan Arenado and how he might be going to Los Angeles in a massive trade. A massive trade that includes some really rather big names. And he's one of them. Where's my sheet? And meanwhile, again, of course, subscribe and like this video. But anyway, yeah. So So the Dodgers continue to be very active. They continue to be very much into it, and they're trying to win the division. They're also trying to go back to the World Series. Here are some of the pieces that are involved with this Cardinals proposed trade. You're talking about big names here. Nolan Arenado, Jack Flaherty, Jordan Montgomery, Max Muncy could be going back to St. Louis, and Chris Taylor could be going back to St. Louis. So that is a massive trade that we'll have to keep an eye on. And you'll have to follow that here on the Baseball Hut too. I'll have all that stuff here over the next 4 days as we get close to the deadline. The deadline is August 1st at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so again, finish up this video. The Dodgers acquired Lance Lynn and Joe Kelly, two right-handed pitchers. One is a starter, and that's Lynn, and Crazy Joe is a reliever. And they sent to the White Sox outfielder Trace Thompson, who's a major leaguer, and two minor leaguers, Jordan Leisure and Nick Nastrini, who is a prospect. I would also, before I forget, the Dodgers have one of the top 5 farm systems in Major League Baseball. So that's a pretty good piece for the White Sox to get for a 36-year-old starter, and then an older reliever as well. So that's a pretty good get for the White Sox. So you let me know what you think about this video. What do you think about the trade between the White Sox and the Dodgers? I expect the Dodgers to do more. I'll just sort of run down. I expect the Dodgers to do some stuff. The Rangers, the Mets will continue to do stuff. Keep it on. The Yankees, understand Horseface is back off the IL. You figure out what that is. I expect possibly the Padres. I expect Baltimore to get a starter in there. We'll see if San Diego has the guts to break that team up out there. I'll have a video on Juan Soto and the Padres at some point. But again, let me know what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut too. Thank you, and I'll see you later.